Hi there, Release Fire here again, and this time it's the scissors boss fight here in Paper Mario, the Origami King. I'm going to give you some tips to beat it. Hopefully the video is going to help you out. If it does, drop me a like below. But essentially, before you even get into the proper fight with the scissors boss, you'll have to take out this fuzzy beetle. Now the reality is it's really easy. You just hit the Koopa heads with your hammer, and then avoid its magic attack and try to tear the piece of paper off its nose. Once you eventually get the paper off its nose, you just go into avoiding its attack and then give it a whack on its stomach until you eventually beat it, and that will see you through to the scissors boss fight. And this is one of the more challenging boss fights. Not so difficult to begin with, but it gets much harder later on. Now I'm going to start out by heading left at 8, and that'll take me up at 11, and left at 11. I'll turn the on switch on, but that doesn't really change a great deal, and that'll bring me to a hit pad. And what you're trying to do in these first few rounds is always land on a hit pad. Now picking up the chest helps because it unlocks a few extra things in the next round, but essentially what you want to do is avoid hitting its cover that are over its scissor blades. Instead, when it's pointing down, you want to use your boots to be able to jump on its head. Legendary, obviously, if you've got them, and then try to dodge its attack if you can. And then in the next round, it'll flip around. So this time I'm going right at 8, and that'll take me up, and I've just moved things around to give myself ×2, and then a +1 attack, and then a hit pad in the center. And that gives me a really good chance to do a lot of damage. Now this time don't use your boots because the cover is at the top. Instead what you want to do is use your hammers on it as best you can, and that will take off a huge amount of damage without breaking the cover. And as soon as the cover comes off, then it'll start to cut you with this cut attack, which can one-shot finish you off, so it's definitely best to avoid that. However, once you pass around about the halfway point in terms of its HP, it will take the cover off anyway, and you're going to have to go through that process no matter what. If that isn't bad enough, it also cuts up some of the panels and starts to go a little bit nuts. So at this stage, I'm going left at 8, up and left at 11, and then I'm going up at 4, picking up the chest, which is definitely something to go for. Now the note that I just had told me that I need to press A when it does its attack. This is like a quick time dodge thing that you need to do. Now at this point, what you want to do is again stay away from the blades and aim for its handles with the hammer attack, and that again it does a nice bit of impact. But here you can see it's going to do its swishing final cuts, and you've got to press A before it gets you. If you can get that right, then you can pretty much dodge all of this until you can get to a half decent stage. Now here I'm going to go right and then up, pick the on switch up at 5, and then I'm just going to bring up one of the elemental pads. Now I brought up the water elemental pad, however I really should have gone for the ice pad, so don't do this. Do the ice pad, as it will become clear in a little bit. And while it does a nice amount of damage, it definitely isn't the best way to finish off the scissors boss. Obviously you'll have to dodge the cut again for every round that you don't do it the right way. However, here I'm going to go left, up and left at 11, and then I'm going to shift out the water elemental pad, which will give me the on switch, and then that'll take me up to the ice elemental pad around at 4, and that's what you want to do. You want to essentially freeze it. It stops it doing the attack, and it gives you the perfect opportunity to do some damage later on. So you do some damage with the attack. However, the best thing is that it's frozen, which means it can't actually do its attack move, and it also means you can go after the 1000-fold arms pad. So here I'm going to go left at 8, and then I'm going to go up and pick up the on switch at 11. And then I'm just going to switch this around to give me the 1000-fold arms pad, and this will allow me to finish it off. So you just grab it with ZL and ZR, throw it up in the air, and then when it smashes down, you can use the grip move and rush time to be able to finish it off. And that's how to beat the scissors boss fight here in Paper Mario the Origami King. Like I said earlier, hopefully the tips help you out. If they do, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, with the links on the left hand side, and check out the rest of my guide and walkthrough series for Paper Mario the Origami King with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments and I'll catch you next time.